Good evening. Hey, viewers out there. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome and good evening again to Say It Sis, right? We're having our Juneteenth celebration. I am super, super excited about tonight, and we are so grateful that you have tuned in. My name is Santana. I am the CEO, founder of Say It Sis Inc. How y'all doing out there? I'm super excited. Y'all show me some love in the comments. Let me know that you're out there, right? I'm the founder of this amazing organization. So again, I'm overwhelmed. I'm happy. Welcome again. I'm the founder. I'm going to get right to it. While we're here, happy Juneteenth, happy Jubilee, happy Emancipation, happy liberation, whatever it is that you call it, celebrate it as. I'm saying happy all of that to you. I am so excited to be here with you again. If you're out in the comments, let me hear y'all out in the comments. Let me go straight to the comments because y'all know how I do. Hey, Bridget, how you doing? Hey, Illy. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in out there and watching us tonight. I'm super excited that you're here. Make sure that while you're in the comment section that you keep those comments coming. It's important that we know that you are here with us. Let me hear y'all say, I am a revolutionary. Let me hear you say it. Let me hear you say it in the comments, right? Say, I am the revolutionary. A revolutionary is a person who brings change, right? And all of us are here to do exactly that, is bring change to what we're doing right here. And over the time that our ancestors, my ancestors, those African-American and Black Americans out there, their ancestors have gone through things. I'm telling you, right? It's important to say, I am a revolutionary. Bridget is saying she is ready for this, right? Hey, I know, Bridget, I'm super excited. Teresa is saying hi. Hi, Teresa. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so happy that you viewers are out there. Before we get started on the show, and I got, hey, hubby, got my hubby coming there. Yeah, I am a revolutionary. Thank you so much for the love in the comments, right? So I'm gonna get right to it, right? So before we get started in our show tonight, I want you to do this right now. I want you to start sharing. I want you to start those watch parties. I want you to tell someone. I want you to text someone. I want you to hit that heart button 1,000 times, because the more you hit the heart button, the more people know about what it is that we're doing, because I am excited about what we are doing, right? So make sure that you heart and you love Say It Sis, because that's how we get the word out about the things that we're doing. Also, make sure not only do you heart and love and all this other good stuff, make sure that you also follow and subscribe to Say It Sis. It's super important that you do that, because guess what? That's how we get the word out. That's exactly how we get the word out. All right. So without further ado, I am going to talk about my co-host for tonight. OMG. Go ahead and hit those heart buttons for my co-host tonight. All right. We are having an amazing feature on the show tonight. He's an incredible young scholar. He is also my baby. He's my firstborn. He's my son, right? So I have my son on the platform with us tonight. He's my firstborn. Again, he's my son, my heart, my love. He's a Howard University student. He's also Clever Communities in Actions. If you don't know about Clever Communities Actions, you guys need to look that up. He's definitely one of those people out here creating culturally affirming, creating and talking about culturally affirming literature for the masses to know about. And so, without further ado, I'm super excited. I want to bring on the screen with me my baby. He ain't gonna like that I said that, right? Jameer Starks. Hey, Mir, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, y'all. Hey, my son, right? But we'll try to keep it on a professional level with him because he is doing something very professional for Say It Sis tonight. Just by telling everybody what you do, again, Howard University student, scholar, award winner of multiple essay contests, writing specific literature when it comes to Black literature. NAACP youth president, you have served on the Chesapeake branch and also Clever Communities in Actions. How do you do it all? How do you do all that?
I just get a lot of leeway with y'all. I don't have to worry about anything else. So I definitely say that my home environment has allowed me to be able to go outside the home. So I all credit to y'all on that. And also just sort of like walking into it, but I've always really just wanted to be around Black people, especially since middle school. So it was just like, that's my thing. That's why I go to an HBCU. That's why I like CCA. That's why I like going to the NAACP when I did. That's why I like KTS. That's why it's just I love Black people. So that's how I do it.
Hey, we gotta give Black people those hearts. We loving Black people. This is why we are celebrating today, right? We are celebrating because we are affirming Black people today, every day, right? Each and every day we're affirming Black people. So, hey, what would be a Say It Sis live event without us having trivia, right? So Jameer's bringing us trivia tonight, and yeah, oh, well, he helped me with the trivia questions for tonight. Let's say that, right? And then Jameer is also going to bring us some African words. So get ready, right, to learn an African word. Well, words in different African languages. So get ready. I'm super excited about that. All right, so let's start. You know, when it comes with the trivia, you definitely come with a prize when we're talking about trivia. So make sure if you don't know me personally, that you make sure that you if you win the trivia, I put the information at the bottom. Make sure that you email me to let me know your contact information so I can mail you the prize. What the prize is going to be is one of these cool shirts. Jameer, show them your shirt too.
I know it's hard to see.
Yes. But it's like, hard to see, right? Hey, Juneteenth shirts. These are fly shirts. It'll be a pick of your choice, right? We have 3 total giveaways tonight. So make sure you get your fingers ready. All right, ready for the first trivia. All right, so our first trivia question is, hold on, I'm sorry. What is the estimated number of Black people who served during the American Civil War? That is the question. Let me see if I can get up these comments, Jameer.
Okay, I'm interested too.
Oh, we got while they're thinking, we got I Am a Revolutionary. All right, Dion. Yeah, we got Ileana saying I'm a revolutionary. Go ahead, girl. Absolutely. We got Adam saying I am a revolutionary. All right. And also saying go nephew, love you, man. Yeah, we got Young Excellence. All right. I'm trying to get those answers to those questions. Go ahead, Jamie. You want to say something?
I was just saying hey to Frank and everybody else.
All right. Hey, baby. That's my oldest in the comments right there. Young Excellence. Hey, Trail. All right. Hey. All right. So we got some answers coming through, Jameer. You want to tell them whether their answers are correct? We got Illy saying 1,000. We got Adam saying 2,100,000. And then we got Dion saying 500. Hey, the question was, what is the estimated number of Black people who served during the American Civil War? Let's get those answers. I see we got more viewers. Let's get this answer so we can win this shirt.
I know math was never my strong suit either, so I can see why they hesitant on that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Like,
yeah. So I think that's all we got, right? So I think we got 1,000, we got 2.1 million, and then we got 500. So how about we go with whoever's the closest, right? And so even though none is really that close, Lisa says 8,000. Patricia says 170,000. Right, Jamie? You want to tell them what the answer is?
It's actually 250,000. And the reason why the question says the estimated number is no one really knows, but it's estimated that 200,000 enslaved Africans served on the Union, and another 50,000 served on the side of the Confederacy. And that research is coming out a little bit later than those on the Union side for obvious reasons. But I believe Grandma got it closest with 170,000.
All right.
Yeah. But it's 250,000. Right. 250,000.
All right, Patricia. All right, we gonna give it to whoever was closest. That was real close. All right, so you get to pick one of the shirts that we have on, and you just text me and let me know what your size is, and we'll take care of you. All right, thank you so much, Jamir. Okay, so what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna get into a very interesting video. Get ready to be active in your comments, because I definitely want to hear your thoughts of the video that we're gonna play and how it's gonna make you feel. So as we're viewing the video and we're going through it, just make sure that you just put on there your comments in the comments as we're looking at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen. Here we go. And we are going to get into this video.
The thing that distinguishes slavery in Africa from Atlantic slavery is race. Europeans set in motion a system of slavery that was predicated on the idea that certain people were marked as enslavable.
We've learned a great deal about the Middle Passage in the last 40 years or so. The volume of the trade involved the removal of about 12.5 million people from the African continent.
The Middle Passage was the middle leg of a voyage that starts in Europe. The first passage is from Europe to Africa. The Middle Passage is the journey from Africa to America. And then the third passage is the journey back from America to Europe.
The Middle Passage could take anywhere from 2 to 3 months. Men and women were separated. Men typically were held in the lower belly of the ship. The roof, if you would, was quite low, probably about 4 feet high. So people couldn't stand. African men were shackled together, and they were packed so closely together in a spoon-like position. And they would stay like that for pretty much the entire journey.
You're talking about hundreds of people. You're at 120 degrees. It smells terrible. There are actually people dying around you, which has to be a traumatic experience for everybody on board.
Maybe 10% of voyages, we know there was some attempt to rise up, to kill the crew, to try to turn the boat around, to change their destinies. Historians have a hard time capturing what the Middle Passage must have felt like for enslaved men and women. It's a voyage that is deeply disorienting. It's a voyage to a place that you can't anticipate. You don't know what's going to happen to you. I don't think we have adequate words to capture that experience.
I know this ain't home, but it's where you gotta be. It's time your family.
Yeah.
Wow, that was deep. That was deep. Hey, Jamir, let's go to the comments first before we ask you your thoughts and your opinions. Dion says, "Wow." Dion also says that's incredible info to know. Rebecca says, awesome. Hey, Becca. Hey, Dehan again. Black excellence. And then we got Earl with the still shackled. Wow. That I want to know, when you're watching that video, how does that make you all feel? Jameer, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Well, to me, when they mention the Middle Passage, a lot of times people focus more so on the ship ride over instead of the trek that came to the actual barracoons on the coast, because they would go 100, 200 miles into the interior from the coastline, and the people were just, it was a long walk, it was a hard walk, and it was tough. Not even just saying that in a light way, people were walked to death before they even got to the ships. So when they say that figure of 12 million people is astronomically more, because those are the people who made it on the boats.
Right.
Millions died on the way there, and millions died protecting themselves. They fought on the shores, they fought in the woods, they fought everywhere, and they never stopped fighting. They even fought on the boats, as they said, and they're fighting still to this day. So it's a lot, but
wow. And that just makes me think about us just getting Juneteenth commemorated as a federal holiday, which should not have even been a fight, right? So I saw one of the comments from someone in the section basically saying still shackled, right? Basically meaning that we're still here and conveying what you're saying, that the fight is still very present. I myself, so thank you so much for that comment as well, Jameer. I myself was thinking about in the video when they were basically saying you cannot really formulate the capacity of what it meant to endure the struggles. And hearing what you said in my thought press ties right into that, because I'm thinking to myself, like the struggle of first getting on the boat. How many of our ancestors died before even getting on the boat? I didn't even think that far. That's deep. But then to watch the video and see the capacity in which they do, I can honestly say I have to face it, because sometimes you get upset about it, you get angry about it, and you want to go and you want to do something about it, right? And we're continuously have to fight in the struggle. That's why I said with this segment that we are revolutionaries. Did you have any further thoughts on the video, Jameer, before we get to some comments?
No.
You good? Okay, good to go. So let's get to some of these comments. So Adam said that he's very thankful. The video made him feel thankful. Ileana says what they endured is traumatic. Their resilience is amazing and inspirational. Absolutely. Adam also says thankful for the present time and feeling bad for them. Absolutely. We got Jameer, you got fans out there.
Yeah, that's my boy Eric.
Hey, Brandy. Hey. We got your grandma Patricia saying hi, mommy and big brother love. Oh, that's Naya and Nasir. Hey, babies, I love you. And then also we got Becky say we got the holiday with no reparations, no form of apology from the country we built. Wow. I would definitely say that. I put that in my comments when I shared this video of what we were doing. And I said, okay, we got the holiday, but what about those 40 acres and a mule, right? I didn't get it's like silence, crickets, right? Because sometimes I feel like when it comes to Black people, it's like here's a little bit, but then that's it. You don't get more than that. You stop at that. And that's what we do. Teresa said it's hurtful. And then Brandy said, all right, that part. Absolutely, that part. That's why we got to keep going. We got to keep doing what it is that we do. We got to keep that representation up, right? And that's the best we can do for our country, for our people. So we got a lot. We came a long way, but we got a long ways to go. Oh my goodness, we got a long ways to go. All right. So Jameer, if you don't have any further thoughts, right before we go into your presentation, we're gonna teach an African word, right? And then we're gonna go into another trivia. So y'all get ready for to learn from Jameer an African word.
Okay, it's actually a couple of them, but seeing as today is Juneteenth, I thought we should all learn a little bit more about freedom and understanding that as African Americans, as Black Americans, we do have roots across the world, in the Caribbean, South America, as well as home Africa, the continent. And to better understand what freedom is, would just be to be able to say it in different tongues. And the first one is in Swahili, which is one of the most populous languages on the continent, and that is Uhuru. So that's Uhuru, Uhuru, and that's Swahili. And we have Yoruba, which is a language predominantly spoken in Nigeria and West Africa, and that is Omnira. And as we can see, that's Omnira or Ominira.
Okay.
And there's Zulu. In Zulu, everyone knows Shaka Zulu, so that's like Azania, that's South African region right there. And it's a tongue twister, so bear with me on this one, but it's Inkululeko. So Inkululeko. So that's the Zulu.
Okay.
And then shout out to my Zos in Haiti right now, just because without what the Haitian Revolution did, we don't know what the world will look like now. So just what the word freedom means in Haitian Creole would be liberté, and just something quick like that. But always much love to the diaspora, much love to the African people, always.
All right. So thank you so much, Jamir. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'm just me being transparent. When I hear my son speak, when he has educated me almost daily in the house, sometimes I have to get a dictionary, and I love that he challenges me. So if you hear something, I'm just going to be straight up honest, and you don't understand something that he's saying, and not that so anybody's intelligence, I just know me, right? Sometimes you have to just write things down because knowledge is power. This is what our people needs to be more involved in, culturally affirming knowledge about our past, because obviously it wasn't taught to us correctly. And then also it's been overshadowed, right? It's been completely overshadowed with things that are what Americanized things wanted us to know about our people. And our people have done so much great things. So thank you so much, Jamir, for that. With that being said, let's go into another trivia. All right, y'all, get y'all fingers ready. Get your trivia fingers ready. All right, we got another trivia coming, but I'm going to hit this comment. All right, we got Odessa saying hello. Hey, Odessa. And we also got Mary saying we can't be satisfied with just a holiday. I agree. I completely agree. You're so right, Mary. All right, so let's get those fingers ready together. This is our next trivia. How many enslaved Africans did the Emancipation Proclamation free? Type it in the comments. Hurry up. How many enslaved Africans did the Emancipation Proclamation free? Let's see those answers. Let's see. We're going to give y'all a few seconds while y'all figuring that out.
Hey!
Hey, we got Solomon Brooks with the 0. Is that correct?
Absolutely, is correct.
Absolutely. Okay, Dion had 50,000. All right, Solomon. We got Rebecca saying 70,000. And Jamir just said that Solomon was correct with 0. Jamir, elaborate on this for us.
Now, you remember when I was in like kindergarten with the penny, and I was adamant that Abraham Lincoln wasn't black. That's what led to my demystification of Abraham Lincoln. So the Emancipation Proclamation was a speech that freed all slaves in the seceding states. So that had nothing to do with the Union. There were border states that Lincoln used that still allowed slavery, but they were a buffer to make sure, and this was the Mid-Atlantic region, so states like Kentucky and Maryland and others, but slavery was still legal in those states. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't extend to those. So, and then it was supposed to abolish slavery in the seceding states. The issue is that the Confederacy was a separate government from the Union. So when Lincoln created his Emancipation Proclamation, it had no weight on the Confederacy because they were a separate sovereign nation. That's why they created created the Confederacy, because they wanted to keep the practice of enslavement. So when they say Lincoln freed the slaves, he didn't. Lincoln said, hey, you're gonna stop enslaving African people, and the Confederacy said, watch me. And then there was a civil war about it. But the Emancipation Proclamation didn't free anyone, as well as that the states within the Union at the time were given the opportunity to phase out slavery on their own terms, but the Lincoln didn't do anything. So it's a trick question, and it's a myth that he freed us. We freed us, and I mean that in the most serious way of all.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, y'all. I'm telling you, did you guys just learn something? Put some comments in there. Mary saying truth 100. If you didn't know that, right? Give this young scholar. I'm telling you guys are in for a treat when he gets his presentation, right? He is gonna tell you, well, dang, teach me something. That's Brandy saying that. Absolutely. That's what we're here to do. We're here to absolutely learn things that we've been miseducated on, and a lot of our people are miseducated, and that's why it's important. So if you haven't hit a watch party button, a follow, or share, or told someone to come tune in, you need to do that right now. And the reason why you need to do it, because his presentation is going to be on everything, and you're going to learn tonight, and you're going to be better educated if you don't already know on what you know, so that you're not out here being misinformed about your own people, because we absolutely need to stick together and be educated, culturally affirming. Yeah, we got Odessa saying yes. We got Teresa saying okay. We do have a question from Dion. She says, elaborate. We freed us. What does that mean to you?
I'm gonna speak more on that in the presentation, so I don't want to give nothing away right now.
Okay, all right. So Dion, you're gonna get your answer. I don't know what's being presented, so I'll be just as by you all. So I'm ready to learn myself, right? And make me proud, nephew. And then we have Miss Jamil saying, light bulb moment for me. Oh my goodness. Again, share this so we can get the word out about what we're doing, get a different perspective on these things. I need a shirt made saying the nephew free. All right, that's love to Jamir. Thank you so much, Brandy. So coming up next, we're going to have Jamir come forward with his presentation right after we do this quick little commercial video.
Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? No drama, no drama, yeah. No drama, no drama, yeah, yeah. No drama, no drama, yeah. No drama, yeah, yeah.
How y'all doing?
Hey, got the fire, Jamir. I'm gonna be in the waiting room.
Okay, Mom. Love you. So how y'all doing? I'm Jamir. That's my mama. Say it, sis. Thank y'all for fellowshipping with me today and just being in this moment. I'm happy to be speaking about today because it's a great day for us as a people. And when I say us as a people, I mean all of us. And a question that some of us may have is, what is Juneteenth? And Juneteenth is a cultural holiday that celebrates the resistance and perseverance of enslaved Africans who had toiled in the Galveston, Texas area until June 19th, 1865. And recently it passed through the House and the Senate, and it was signed by now President Biden, and it is now formally a recognized federal holiday in the United States. The last federal holiday that was added was Martin Luther King Day, and that was by Ronald Reagan, and he signed it into law. And it's been a long fight getting that recognized in several different states, with Arizona being one that dragged their feet on it, as well as South Carolina dragging their feet on it until 2000, making it a paid holiday. And a lot of the issues surrounding instituting Juneteenth, aside from the history of it, is that federal officials said that it's just a cost inefficient thing, trying to find a way to cover the price tag for allowing federal employees to get the day off and things like that. So that is Juneteenth. And now that it's a federal holiday, who do we have to thank for it? Well, it's not any person in Congress. It's not a senator. It's surely not the president. It's Mama Opal Lee. And she's a resident of Fort Worth, Texas. And she's a matriarch. She's known as the grandmother of Juneteenth. And we want to thank her for her resilience and service. And that is basically, this woman is 94 years old. And she's been hosting Juneteenth celebrations for decades. But it wasn't until she was 89 that she said to herself, I want more. And that's when she went and did it. So she started these walk campaigns as well as speaking engagements. And she had a line, and it went from Fort Worth, Texas, all the way to Washington, D.C. So she would visit every city between Fort Worth in DC and go there and trek 2.5 miles. And the 2.5 symbolizes the 2.5 years it took for these Africans to receive the news of the Emancipation Proclamation, as well as the defeat of the Confederacy. And she walks those 2.5 miles, and she also educates, fellowships, and loves with people in those areas. So we want to thank Mama Opal Lee for having this, but also thank the over 1 million people who really organized and pushed with her to get this thing rolling. So we want to thank her for that and her efforts. And shout out to Galveston and Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to all that East Texas area. Shout out to Houston. So just shout out to all people in Texas. And while we're on the subject of Galveston, Texas, why don't we sort of better understand what Galveston, Texas is? And this sort of comes in with Galveston, Texas is an island, right? So it's not even on mainland Texas. It's a little bit separate away on an island. And the backdrop of Juneteenth is that it's the American Civil War, and President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which did two things. It outlawed the practice of slavery in the seceding states, which I talked about, and two, it sort of didn't really do anything except invigorate the South and invigorate the American Civil War as a whole. And now the question and institution of slavery in the confines of America sort of came to the front of things. And this was an issue that Americans had to address. And what's one way they addressed it? The Battle of Galveston, which took place in late 1862. There were two battles. The first one, which was in October, and then the last one, or the second one, which was in late December, but it had an official end on January 1st, 1863. Funny enough, the first Battle of Galveston, in Galveston, we said it's an island, so it has a harbor, and it was one of the biggest ports west of Louisiana, so west of New Orleans. Really good strategic location. And the Union soldiers had occupied Galveston, but then on that second battle, they were removed and expelled by the Confederates. So we see that this is what I mean when I say that we freed us. These people, so these Africans, right? It was 1862. They were in Galveston, and it didn't matter who was in charge, Union or Confederate. They were still toiling in the fields and still enduring the hardships of white supremacy. So when I say we freed us, I want to be clear that we did this ourselves, because the Union soldiers, these allies, they got their butts kicked and sent back. And then it took 2 years for word to come back that it was going to be straight afterwards. And that's what I just wanted to key in there. And it's also key to note that why Texas is really important is because Texas used to be a Mexican territory, a part of Mexico, and then it was taken during the American-Mexican War, and it was established as a slave state. There were a lot of slavers who were white slavers who were moving west into Texas because there was a lot of open land out there, and it was a lot of fertile land, but also it was still unexplored for the most part, and you could get away with a lot more. As well as the question of slavery and the abolitionist movement was rising, a lot of these white people fled to the west and ended up in Texas, which is why Galveston is really important. Texas was like a stronghold or a gem, and gem, G-E-M. So we want to pay homage to the brave Africans in Galveston who kept fighting and resisting during it all. The Confederacy, the Union, the advancing white slavers, and the long disconnect of being in a foreign land. And as we can see, this is a regional holiday, but I'm expanding here. And we started in Galveston, and then we spoke about Texas. And now I want to just situate the question in itself on a larger level. And let's see if I can share my screen here. Share screen. And this is a video, a presentation by Dr. Gerald Horn, who he teaches it at the University of Texas right now, University of Houston. And if you don't know who Baba Horn is, he writes extensively. This man pushes out books like Lil Wayne pushed out mixtapes, and I recommend it. And it's only going to be short. So, but I just wanted to sort of see what his insights were on what Juneteenth is. And here we go.
I mean, right now we're approaching Juneteenth, which is going to mark this holiday, new holiday about emancipation of Black people from slavery. And Juneteenth, in some ways, exposes the ideological weaknesses in the Black community. In the first instance, I welcome Juneteenth, but in the second instance, it really sort of replicates a sort of liberal mythology. Supposedly, this Euro-American general shows up in Galveston and tells the enslaved, you're free. When actually what was happening was a global question. France had seized Mexico, as already noted. You had thousands of Black troops who were brought to the Texas-Mexico border to confront French troops, and then they became the anvil on which the French troops were pounded as progressive Mexican troops were pressing from the other side. So Juneteenth is really a story about Black-brown unity. It's really a story of internationalism against French colonialism and French imperialism. I should also mention in this context, the French had brought over thousands of Algerian troops to Mexico at the same time. So it's also a story about Pan-Africanism. But instead, in the next few days, we're going to be subjected to the usual liberal claptrap, and the ascendant ideological forces in Black America, as noted, will not have much to contest that. But the questioner is right on with regard.
And that right there is Gerald Horne. And this is what I mean when I said, like, we freed us, in the fact that we're expanding on what Juneteenth is that this is something that is going to get, hopefully it doesn't, but it may get pushed to the margins and taken out of the scope of what it was. But when he mentions that the French were coming into Mexico, this was the second French intervention of Mexico. So the French were coming in. Mexico was anti-slavery, so they were an abolitionist state, and the French practiced slavery a lot. So when we see this, he says that there were these progressive Mexican troops fighting against the French, as well as these Black troops on the border. And you have to see that these Black troops and the proximity between Galveston and that Texas border, that's what I mean when I say we freed us. Because you have these African people, right, who were said that they were supposed to be chattel, sitting there and being like, nah, I'm good. And then they went to go fight Frenchmen to kick them out of Texas. And as we see, that this just wasn't one thing or another. If they were over there fighting Frenchmen, then they surely were fighting white people trying to keep them down. And that's what I mean by we freed us. It's only nominal freedom was granted by the United States, but we never didn't have freedom. We kept resisting. We kept pushing back at every aspect of it. And then when Baba Horne mentions the fact that these Algerians were brought in by the French, this is what I mean by saying that this Juneteenth, you got to do your genealogy, because if they brought Algerians over, how many of us may have Algerian blood and we don't even know about it? That's what I'm saying here, is that when I say we freed us, I mean it. And this is a communal holiday. This is a holiday of Black resistance. This is a holiday of Pan-Africanism. This is a holiday of understanding that we are a people who never stopped at any moment. And this is a great video. I would recommend it. Dr. Jemima Pierre, as well as Dr. Gerald Horne, were speaking with the USAID on Haiti and imperialism and neocolonialism. It's on YouTube. I recommend it. It's a great talk right there. And Juneteenth, the meaning comes in as Juneteenth is a Black holiday. Set that straight. A lot of us in the comments said that it's not enough. Absolutely agree with you. And I want to maintain that what was given, Juneteenth, maintains what it started out as. And I don't want them to defang it in any manner whatsoever. It is a holiday that we celebrate because we are proud, protected, and prospering as a people. We are also a communal people. This means that we celebrate all members of our heritage. While our family in Galveston was forced to continue to toil under the heel of white supremacy, there was always a resistance that accompanied it. The American Civil War is usually a war that situates white men deciding the fates of Black people, but this is a lie. We just said earlier there was 250,000 Black people, and estimated, so it could be a lot more, but 250,000 Black people who were fighting in the American Civil War. Then you had the thousands fighting in the French intervention of Mexico. So it's Black people fighting all over. And look at Haiti, for example. And this is what I'm saying, is that we freed us because we've always been free. But more importantly, we freed us. That's what I want us to know, that when we see this and we see these chains being broken, it wasn't because they were unlocked with the key. They were forced apart. And that's why I love this holiday so much. And that's what I don't want anyone to forget. And because it's a revolutionary holiday. It's the recognition that more of our family had broken the shackles that bound us as a collective. And we went forward in the continued fight to define the world for ourselves. Key on the world. We're not pigeonholed to a state, a town, or this country. We have the universe because it is ordained. This is ours, not equal access to it whatsoever. It is ours to define how much we want of it. And I'll leave it at that. And while this is a federal holiday, we must understand the context of events that are happening within the world. Because a lot of people like to credit Lincoln with the Emancipation Proclamation and the freedom of slaves, with K-12 and things like that. And there's a lot of hate going on with critical race theory. It's a lot going on. So we have to understand that the 13th Amendment, 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, they had asterisks next to them. And when they say when they ended enslavement is still running loose with what we see with mass incarceration. And if you want to look at the architect of mass incarceration, look no further than the White House. And there's also needless and wanton violence known as imperialism, as well as neocolonialism, and police brutality and police sanctioned violence. I mean, we look at the George Floyd trial and we see the Chauvin conviction, but then we have to ask, how many more of us are still suffering? Because they try to give us a bone with a holiday, and then they might give us a bone with a single conviction while the body count still rises and there's still more suffering outside of that. I mean, look at what they're doing in the schools. Look at what they're doing on federal housing, federal subsidies, things like that. So we have to understand that in the context of Juneteenth, it's not just a physical liberation, it's a mental liberation and a walking into our own. And as we continue to do that, we have to make sure that we walk with a purpose, but as well as think with intent. And I hope that message is seen, because the children of the Confederacy and Union never vanished. They are still very much alive, continuing the practices of their forefathers and mothers in a more refined way. And Juneteenth is a day to recognize that the work surely isn't over. It is a day to seek out family and connect with them to better understand our history as well as our futures. It is a day that will not be stolen from us, but used by us as we march forward for our complete and total liberation. And I'm done talking now, y'all. But this has been dope. Like I've been happy. Oh man, this has been great.
Oh man, that was awesome. I'm so proud of you, son. I should come upstairs and hug you today, because I'm on the screen, right? but with that being said, I'm super proud. Like, there were some things that I wrote down while you were talking, because I have a couple questions myself on some things. But let's get to a couple of these comments, right? So we got Odessa saying, "Wow, yeah, wow, that's." Wow, I learned some things. We got your brother saying that's tough, right? Your older brother there. Hey, baby. Hey, Pax. You got Dion saying, wow, that's learning something. Brandy saying, dang, I missed something. I can definitely understand that. Me too. Miseducation, right? The miseducation of Santana Payne, right? Proud of you, nephew. That's Auntie Belinda saying that. We got Joseph saying, I see. Is that how you say it? I see.
I see. Yeah, that's Jody. That's Jody. I see. Okay. I say, brother. I say.
All right. Can you tell us what that means?
It's a West African term, and it means so much that a lot of the language gets. But think of it as truth, power, love, respect, and community and fellowship all in one. It's a very powerful but simple word in that term.
Wow. Look at y'all. I'm getting excited. This is good stuff, y'all. You say I see that you see you when you say that to somebody, I got chills. I got chills. I gotta keep moving. I get excited, I'll get stuck. He's saying Baba Horn is a beacon of knowledge. Absolutely. Jameer just came with that. You had your daddy saying can't stop, won't stop, we won't stop, right? You have Dion saying so much info I didn't know. Keep it coming. She's loving this. We got those power fists up. That's what I'm talking about. I am a revolutionary. You got to say it like in Black Judas. I am a revolutionary. All right. And then you are teaching tonight, son. So proud of you. Oh, that's so awesome, Odessa. Thank you. Joseph said, and in Libya. So I think that is in translation to something you might have said.
Yeah, just speaking about the fight continues on a global scale.
Okay, on a global scale. All right, that makes sense now. Bridget says so much knowledge. We appreciate you. Bridget's giving you hearts and loves. Thank you, y'all. Put some more hearts out there. Give some more loves. Keep sharing. I got a couple questions. If you got questions for Jameer, put them in the comments, because I'm telling you, he reads on a whole different level, right? I'm talking about every week there's a book like this maybe 2 or 3 that's been finished, and he's got a notepad. So he's very much knowledgeable on the history of Black people. So if you have questions, please put them in the comments. Exactly. His uncle's giving him love, saying educated. This young man is very educated when it comes to Black history. And then we got Eric saying Jameer was spitting. Yay! Give you some love there. Absolutely. Y'all put your comment. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm going to go to a couple of Jameer that I wrote down while you were talking. First, I didn't know about Mama Opally. Opally, is that what I'm saying, right? Opally?
It's Opal, Mama.
Opal. Okay, I'm sorry. I added something, so you know. I didn't know that, that she was the one who pretty much founded what this holiday was and met. And I feel like I need... Okay, go ahead. Say it again.
Not founded, but she sort of spearheaded the federal movement.
Spearheaded the federal movement. So she revolutionized basically a movement that in my head, I'm thinking I didn't know it had anything to do with this lady, right? Let me ask you this. Is this lady still alive?
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, wow. 94. I know you said 94, but I wasn't sure if she was 94 years of her doing it from your explanation, or 94. So that's amazing. So I'm sure she probably has some type of page, y'all, or some type of social media that people don't even know. Find out who this lady is and like and love her up, because she is a part of great history that most of us don't even know nothing about. So we need to show this lady some love. We got to. So another thing that you said is we are a people who never stop at any moment. Wow. That was powerful. Was that not powerful, y'all? We are a people that never stop at any moment. And when I think about that in the current state that we're in, the fight has never stopped for our people. It's just a continuous battle, one thing after another. Some of us are tired because it's like we're not winning. And do you think that, I guess my question is, do you think those ones that are tired are more so tired because we keep getting slapped in the face? Or what do you think? They need to keep pushing. Can give me some encouraging words for those people who are just look tired, don't want to fight no more, and how important it is for us to get out in our own communities.
It's completely natural and human to get tired. I understand. When you look at, if you take into account everything that has happened, and we'll use 1619 as a start date, and you use the education that they tell you and that you've been fighting with minor concessions here and there, but mostly it's extreme and major setbacks, it's understandable to get tired, because this has been an intergenerational struggle. And I think that the beauty of this is that it is intergenerational, in that while you are tired, there's still people who are older than you and younger than you who can let you rest while they keep going. And you don't ever feel like you're doing this alone, which is why the community is a key aspect of it. Because a lot of times they try to paint the enslavement of Africans as something that was just an eternal blues period. Like Black people forgot how to smile and laugh at that too. I mean, we fought too. So if you are feeling tired, don't ever feel bad about it. But just understand that rest is a natural thing, but so is resistance and survival. And that we cannot be so beaten down and worn down that we forget the survival aspect of it, and we simply forsake ourselves to rest. And to push that even more, is more so in the sense that the community is going to take care of us. Because I know it's times where you can just be doing something and then your day brightens up because you got a friend to talk to and love on. And if you have that aspect back, and you have a circle, if you have people who can lift with you, then when you're tired, that's okay, because you'll be right back up the next day, and nothing never stops, because everybody has a role, and everybody makes sure that they're human in that role.
Absolutely. Well says. Well said, right? I'm over here stumbling. You got it. That was absolutely well said. Very much encouraging. And it segues right into my last thing that I wrote down that you said. You said walk with a purpose and think with intent. How does that segue into, in your thoughts, with what you said earlier and actually encouraging those that need to understand the importance of having purpose in their walk and doing it on purpose?
I think when we say walk with purpose, I should have clarified when I said self purpose and self intent, because
Okay.
a lot of times we're doing things, but we might not know why we're doing them. We just go through the motions. And when we say self purpose and self intent, it's like you got to dig down inside yourself to see what makes you tick. And then you can see that when we're walking with purpose, there were already people in the comments who said a holiday isn't enough. So they see that something's missing. And now the purpose, the self purpose is like, what's missing that we need to get? What's going to be fulfilling? And the think aspect is key to it, because enslavement of African peoples is predicated on breaking down the mind to use the body. So when I said think with intent, everything has to be engaged in this country critically, because they will tell 3 lies and try to sell it as a half truth and force us to accept it as the full gospel. So
Right.
when we think with intent, it's more so how does this affect me? How does this affect my community? And how does this affect Black people? And not just now, but historically what has been done. And that's that thinking, because we have to pull from the past so we can make sure that the future is going to be set up, because this is an intergenerational conversation. Our ancestors have already dealt with these questions and with so much of this violence. So all we have to do is think about how they handled it and then change it to meet the current times, so that those who come after us won't have to deal with the same questions that we've been plagued with. And that right there is the sense that the mind and the body are not separate. They all complete the being. So when we think with self-purpose and we think with self-intent, we can make sure that we meet that full and total liberation. That's what I meant in that aspect of it.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? That was a lot. I'm over here like, okay. I'm listening intently so I can intently have my mind right and my walk, my whole totality of being walking in the direction that I need to be walking in order so I can be a even more liberated individual. So the people, African American people, Black people, can be even more liberated than we are, right? Because as we have said continuously throughout the show, our fight is still going, our struggle is still going, and we got to keep this up. Jameer, I just appreciate you so much, my child, for being on the show tonight, bringing us education. Y'all put some, tell him how great he was in the comments. Y'all go ahead and give him some comments, some love. Tell him how dope he is. Say that again, Jameer.
I was just saying, thanking them for being here. Like, this has been great. Like, this has been an amazing conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for tuning in out there. I see we have viewers out there as well. So thank you, Jameer, for giving the viewers some love as well. But definitely put in the comments, show Jameer some love. Tell him thank you. Put in there, tell him you learned something. Whatever you want to do in the comments, go ahead and put those comments in. Jameer, I really can't say enough. When I thought about the Juneteenth celebration, I didn't think of anybody else than you. I know that Say It Sis is a platform focused on women. However, we have some amazing men in our lives that are keeping us afloat and going. And I'm telling you all that I wouldn't be who I am without this young man here, my son. So I appreciate you so much, son. I love you. I'm super proud of you as a mom. You're teaching me, and I could not be more proud because you have superseded my biggest imagination. And so I appreciate you with all my heart. So I'm going to shut up before I get emotional, because I will cry on here. Y'all know that, right? So let's go get something. Odessa says, excellent job, Jameer. And then Teresa says, thanks so much for the info. So again, thank you all for those comments. And again, viewers, thank you so much for tuning in as we're about to get ready to close out the show for tonight. Jameer, do you have any final remarks or final words?
Happy Juneteenth, family. Love y'all. I say.
Happy Juneteenth. Absolutely. Happy Juneteenth. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in for our Juneteenth celebration. I appreciate each and every viewer that's out there tuning in. This month has been a phenomenal month of celebrations. I'm going to leave you on the screen, Jamir, while we close out. This month has been a great month of celebration because Say It Sis has turned 1 year old this month in June. 1 year. This nonprofit is out there doing amazing and great things. So I'm super excited about what the nonprofit is doing. I can tell you we have some amazing, we have a couple additional amazing events happening for the rest of the month. We have 2 more lives coming up. We have one on Monday, just like this, where you can tune in where you're at to watch our birthday celebration on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we have our closeout live show on the following Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we do have a special guest. We have Dr. Annette Georges coming on. I'm super excited about her coming on. She is such a great mentor. She's such a great woman, and she's going to be bringing us, going along with our theme. Bloom Where Your Planet is our theme for this year, and she's going to tell us how to get those weeds out. So if you are excited about trying to figure out to be motivated on how to get those weeds out and actually finding purpose, like Jamir was saying, intent in your mind, I'm telling you, this is the place to be on the next 2 Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, so you can be learning and you can be educated in life. So happy birthday. Again, I'm going to tell you all to make sure that you love, like, share, follow, and subscribe. Everything Say It Sis. Tell your family about it. If you tune in on Monday, you'll be able to I have some of the other women from the Say It Sis crew. I won't have all of them, right? But I have a few of them on there, right? Because I can't have all of them in this little thing just because of the limitation. But I will have a few ladies in here who will come and tell you how great Say It Sis is, what we've been doing, and actually go forth in a celebration. Again, if you are a winner tonight, and I got to do one more trivia before we close out. If you're a winner tonight, make sure that you send me your contact information to sayitsiswithlove@gmail.com on the bottom of the screen. So I'll keep it flashing so that you'll be able to write that down. So absolutely make sure if you're a winner tonight that you do that. So don't forget to love, like, share, follow, and subscribe. All right, let's do one more trivia before we close out. Get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready. Hold on, let me go some of these comments right quick. Before we do the trivia, I definitely want to get comments out. We got Odessa. All right, Odessa. We got Dion says, keep going, young man. You are a great representation. He absolutely is, Dion. Happy Juneteenth. Yeah. All right, Bridget says, thank you. Don't stop spreading the knowledge. We got Rebecca saying, yes. Hey, Becky. You got Auntie saying, awesome. Happy anniversary. You have Odessa saying yes, Bridget saying woohoo, and Rebecca saying awesome show. Thank you so much for the comments. So let's get to this last trivia. So the last trivia is, who is the famous athlete that had the nickname the Galveston Giant? Who is the famous athlete that had the nickname the Galveston Giant? Let's get it. Let's see it. They gotta switch over and type it in, and then they gotta still switch back to us, Mir. All right, the Galveston Giant, who has that nickname? Come on for this last shirt win. And make sure if you won tonight, right, you definitely need to let me know which shirt you want. You could get this one, which is really, really dope, right? And or you can have the one Jamir. Jamir, show your shirt again. Ah, nice. Liberation, Freedom, Jubilee Day. All right. Let's see. We got some comments coming in. Slim Thug? No. A good try. We have John Arthur. No, Jamir says no. Jack Johnson.
It's Jack Johnson.
It's Jack Johnson. Oh, Patricia, Mama, you a double winner tonight. Congratulations. All right. So I guess you might be getting 2 shirts. We had John Johnson, and then we had Odessa with Jack Johnny. I think she was trying to say Johnson. Yeah. Good. All right. Patricia done got 2 shirts tonight, right?
Wait,
That was
no, because Auntie said John Arthur. She used his middle name, so she was talking about Jack Johnson.
Oh, so it really is Teresa, not. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good to go. We got to be fair. Okay, my bad. Jamir got to keep me honest, right? These are his trivia questions, right? So I'm like, oh, what's the answer? All right, so we had 3 winners. 3 winners tonight. Our first winner was Mom, then it was Solomon, and then we got Teresa. So congratulations. Make sure you all hit me up at sayitsiswithlove@gmail.com so I can get you the shirt that you need. And then Odessa said she was trying to text it. Good job, Odessa. Good job. Absolutely. And so Teresa said, yay. Odessa said iPhones, and we just got new ones. Oh my goodness. So we sticking with the iPhones, people. Absolutely. So as we close out tonight, you have the information on the screen. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I want to say right before we leave, happy Father's Day to all those great guys out there. Even if you're not a biological father, you're just a guy out there that's filling that role. I'm telling you, this day is amazing and beautiful for you. So make sure that Sunday is great for all you out there that have fathers. Make sure that, and they are doing their part and they're doing what's right. Make sure you treat them right every day, but especially good on Sunday. So keep that going for Father's Day. You all enjoy your Father's Day. Again, much love to you all. Thank you all for tuning in and watching with us. We love you so much. At the end of every chat, when we close out, the ladies out there in the comments know that we tell everybody to be beautiful Black people, be loved Black people, be heard Black people, because it is important. We are walking with a purpose and we are walking in with intent. And as we close out, as me and Jamir close out, hold on, sorry. I know I got distracted. Sorry. Be beautiful, be loved, be heard. And as me and Jamir close out, we want you to remember that we are
revolutionary.
Have a good night.
That's Auntie Sana family.
Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.